Race 2, round 1 of the 2025 Italian F4 Championship at the magnificent MotoGP circuit of Misano. The first weekend of May, the 12th season of the world's most competitive junior racing series. Good afternoon, everybody. Great to have your company all around the world, wherever you are joining us live. Slightly cloudy skies for the second race of the afternoon. If you're just joining us, 41 drivers on the grid, and the fastest qualifier last night was Ki Nakamura, who's down on the grid.
Hi Ken, pole position is a perfect start to your championship, so how do you feel?
I feel pretty happy overall. Quali was pretty good. Today's been overall quite boring. Quite a few hours waiting for this race to happen, so can't wait for it to start.
Good luck.
Frustration you sense there from yesterday's pole sitter. Yes, he took pole position 24 hours ago, and due to the large numbers, we've had to divide the field into heat races. So this is the second heat of the afternoon. Groups A versus B. Ki Nakamura Berta starting on pole position alongside Salim Hanna, who has already raced today. This is the grid for the second race of the weekend. K and B out of pole, and then Salim, who finished P2 this morning, out of grid 2. Maximilian Popov, Venomous Ford Racing, starts out of grid 3 alongside Thomas Stolchamanis, who just missed the podium this morning. 3 Prema drivers inside the top 4, split by MP out of grid 3. Emanuele Olivieri, the recently crowned United Arab Emirates Formula 4 champion. Luca Samalisto, who crossed the line P3 this morning, but was given a penalty. We'll get back to that later on. Kabir Anwarak from Singapore, a superb P7. And the boy from Brazil, Gabriel Gomez, looking to fight for the podium. He starts on the outside 4th row of the grid. Alex Powell, that's the Jamaican sensation, back in P9, alongside Artem Severukian for Jensen Motorsport, the Jensen Motorsport trio. Artem, then Bart Harrison and Enya Frey, who already raced today. For Bart, the Englishman, this is his first race. Car 77 starts out of grid 11. Jan Koller, the Czech driver, being coached here this weekend by Czech Formula 2 driver Roman Stanek here at the circuit. Helia Weiss is alongside. Then it's Peyton Westcott, the Californian, Alexander Savinkov, Marcus Sata, Luca Visoriano, DCC. So the 2 Romanians, that's David Cosma Christopher, Bada Al-Sulati, who had a great drive this morning. The Qatari, then it's Kirill Kutskov, one of 2 former World Kart racing champions in the field. The Kiwi Brit, Emily Cotti, then Andrea Duna, the 3rd Romanian out of grid 23, alongside Guy Albag from the Holy Land of Israel. Arthur Lorimer, the Frenchman for the Viola Racing Team. David Walter and Nathaniel Berraby, the Muffy Racing Team, working through the night. They went back to the hotel at 4:30 this morning after major setup changes. Watch that duo from the back of the pack, and Phil Strange from the final row of the grid. The formation lap, that is K&B, who sets off. Car 51 in grid 1. If you're just joining us, this is the second race of the weekend. We did race the first heat this morning. It was a bizarre start. Ultimately, victory going to the American Sebastian Weldon. 4 victories last year in the US Formula Junior Series. But his first European race, and he took a stunning first up win. The Gamebridge 98 Prema Racing car P1 this morning over Salim Hanna, who started on pole. Now he starts out of grid 2. And Luca Samalisto, he finished P3, but was given a 10-second penalty for a jump start. It was a bizarre start to the 2025 season. Maxim Rem jumped the start from grid 8. He was past the front row. He was past the pole sitter, accelerating up into 2nd gear while the lights were still red. Ultimately a 10-second penalty, and he just admitted he just got it wrong. And to be fair, we often see, if we make a football analogy, many a time a red card has been given in the first few minutes of a match. Nerves at the start of the 2025 series. Fortunately for Maxim Rem, no safety car in the first race. It was a clean race, and that 10-second penalty dropped him down to 10th position after starting out of grid 8. Be assured, he won't make the same mistake twice. Multiple jump start penalties. Luca Visoriano, Dante Vinci, Luca Samalisto, who did stand on the podium but was given a post-race penalty. as the field go down the back straight on the formation lap. Marcus Sarter, the third Norwegian in the past half-decade to race for the Van Amersfoort racing team, following in the footsteps of the 2019 champion Dennis Hauger, who is dominating on the other side of the Atlantic in the early rounds of the Indy Next Series. And of course, Martinius Stenson, also for the Van Amersfoort racing team, the young Norwegian rookie. Marcus Sarter, also for the Dutch team. This is Keen Nakamura Berta, car 51, the 2021 Junior World Kart Racing Champion, to start from pole position under slightly cloudy skies here this afternoon. Salim Hanna, car 88. El Colombiano out of grid 2. Watch for Popov, car 3 out of position 3, as one of the Viola racing cars has stalled. That is Arthur Lorimer at the very back of the pack. Has actually come to a stop. Keen Nakamura Berta with the visor open, waiting for word from race control. Arthur Lorimer for the Viola racing team, the team from Torino, making their debut in the Italian Championship. Arthur Lorimer stopped at the back of the circuit. Strange falls into position. He has stopped. This is Arthur Lorimer, waiting for word from race control. For the moment, there is no green flag at the back of the grid. An extra formation lap. Word coming from race control. So the field will set off. Arthur Lorimer stopping at the back of the circuit, just to the left of your screen. There is the Viola Formula Racing team, and there is Arthur, who has somewhat strangely come to a stop. Just coming into turn 14, that is the Caro Curves. Our race director, Mr. Dino Lodola, taking over from the highly esteemed Mr. Alessandro Ferrari, who's here this weekend at the circuit, officiating the Italian GT3 Championship, after also officiating recently at Imola and the recent round of the World Endurance Championship for hypercars. We thank Mr. Ferrari for his service. Alessandro, a veteran of 4 decades of world motorsport, here this weekend for the Italian GT Championship, as Dino Lodola, under pressure, is the new race director for 2025. A bizarre start in race 1 this morning and an extra formation lap due to Arthur Lorimer, the French driver. Lorimer stopping on the formation lap. This is an extra formation lap. And with that word also from Dino, Mr. Lodola, that the race distance has been reduced down to 23 minutes from 25, plus 1 lap here under slightly cloudy skies at Misano. Race 1 this morning, won by Sebastian Weldon. 41 drivers from 27 nations around the world. The most competitive junior car racing series, now in its 12th season, the Italian F4 Championship, presented by WSK Promotions since the very beginning. When Lance Stroll took the title, Ralph Aron a year later, Marcus Siebert, the Argentine, for Gensa Motorsport 2016, then it was the Kiwi. Now racing in the NTT IndyCar World Series, Marcus Armstrong, Enzo Fittipaldi 2018, Dennis Hauger for Van Amersfoort Racing. A year after that, as you look at Olivieri going through in car 68, Gabriele Mini, Il Siciliano, became the first Italian to win the National Series in 2020. Then it was Ollie Behrman, one of 8 drivers in the FIA Formula One World Championship who have been launched from this series. Andrea Antonelli, you know what Kimi did this morning over in Miami, the 2022 champion. Kasper Stuger in 2023. And the reigning champion, Freddie Slater, for the team on your screen. Prema, he is the reigning champion. We try again without Arthur Lorimer. The Viola Formula Racing team. 3-car entry this weekend, down to 2 for the second race of the weekend. Watch for Gabriel Gomez on the fourth row of the grid, who just narrowly missed a podium this morning. And also Alex Powell, the rookie champion from 2024, who finished second in all three races at this circuit in last year's season opener. Peyton Westcott, the Californian, just ahead of her Norwegian teammate Marcus Sarter. Behind the Czech, Jan Koller. David Walter from the back of the grid. There is Strange, the AS Motorsport team driver. The 5 red lights for the second time this weekend here at Misano. We race. Stoltemanis onto the grass goes the Latvian, tries to drive up the inside. Pop off. Max into second place. Superb start from Maximilian as they go up into the Rio curves for the first time. But it's KNB in position 1 and the opening stages of the second race here this afternoon. Samalisto, Gomez looking for a way by. There's Kabir Anurag. The Singaporean, the bright pink BWT machine on the outside, started grid 7. He's lost a position. Alex Powell makes his way through. But it's the driver he beat to last year's rookie title, King Nakamura Bertha, who leads down into turn 8 for the first time. A clean start for the second race here this afternoon. Nice lead also, almost out to 1 second. Maximilian, second place now for the Van Amersfoort Racing Team driver. Stoltemanis, 33. Hanna in 88. Olivieri, 68 for the RSGP team. Samalisto, Gomez, Powell. As we lose David Walter again, a disaster for the not-so-great Dane here this weekend. Severe damage to the front right of the Muffy racing car as the Prema Racing teammates go side by side. Down the back straight at near on 240 kilometres an hour. Stoltemanis. Back to Hanna. Olivieri sideways, and in the background, Elia Weiss has spun. Elia Weiss, the German, has spun under safety car conditions. He's not the only one. The Cram driver to the left of your screen keeps it out of the sand. This is David Walter, who has to come together with Emily Cotti. David's still in the car. Mate, you might as well bail out because there is severe damage to the front right. And also the Real Racing driver, either Andrea Duna or Luca Vistoriano. There is damage to the right rear as well. Will have to drive back into pit lane. Luca Vistoriano, he does so, and the Romanian's afternoon almost certainly has come to an end. A clean start to race 1 this morning. We cannot say the same here this afternoon. Safety car out onto the circuit for the first time in 2025. An incident between David Walter, Emily Cotti. Luca Vistoriano was almost certainly involved in that as well. Guy Albag did go by and avoided the carnage. It's Bart Harrison going through. So it's on the entry to turn 8. David Walter's car being helped off the circuit. This is the reason why the safety car has gone out. Elia Weiss has gone around and thankfully avoided by the rest of the pack. The single Cram Motorsport car. Elia Weiss has continued on in position 23, thankfully undamaged. And the final driver unscathed is Guy Albag, who had a great run to 14th this morning. Remember, 5 drivers will not qualify for the final tomorrow night at 7:30 local time here at Misano. There's Luca Samalisto going on through in car 7. It's not looking good for David Walter. Had a tough run in the first race this morning, the former Tony Kart Racing team driver. Multiple WSK race winner. He is lightning quick, but has got no luck so far, thus far this weekend. So the order is King Nakamura Berta, P1, super start from Maximilian Popov in P2. Stoltemanis 3rd, Salim Hanna 4th, Olivieri, Samalisto, Gomez, Anurag, Powell, and Artem Severukian. And it's Bart Harrison, kart 77, just outside the top 10, ahead of Frey, Koller, Sarter, Savinkov, DCC, that's David Kosman Christopher, head of Kirill Kutskov, Al Solati, Berby, Duna, the remaining Real Racing car, Strange, Westcott, Payton, the Californian, head of Elia Weiss, and Guy Albag. In car 44 for R-Race GP. Here's the final runner. There's Guy going on by, escapes the carnage, looking to finish strongly. And for many of these drivers further back in the pack, it is now a fight to make it through to tomorrow afternoon's or tomorrow evening's fourth race, the final at 7:30 local time. Don't worry, that is before the start of tomorrow night's Miami Formula One Grand Prix, where our 2022 champion, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, took a sensational pole position on the streets in Florida early this morning. One of 8 drivers on the grid in the FIA Formula One World Championship that have been propelled into the top level of world motorsport from this, the Italian F4 Championship. This is the 12th season at the season opener, the first weekend of May here on Italy's Adriatic coast. The lights are off on the safety car. Kim Nakamura-Berta, who had a lead over 1 second before the safety car came out. This is Kabir Anurag. Great running qualifying, started P7 this morning. And the Singaporean ahead of the Jamaican in P8 as K&B backs the field up. Watch for Maximilian Popov. Car 3 in position 2, splits the Prema Racing drivers first and third. The safety car has pulled into pit lane. It is up to the race leader to decide when to go. They cannot pass until they cross the start-finish line. Kim Nakamura-Berta accelerates out of the final few corners. Popov goes with him. Good restart, but he runs wide. The green flag flies. We race once again green in race 2 here at Misano. Kabir Anurag in the background having to defend from the Jamaican, the Mercedes AMG Junior. Superb from Alex, who goes wheel to wheel with Kabir. Around the outside, Powell goes on through. Nicely done. The Jamaican takes the Singaporean. Next in line is the Brazilian, Gabriel Gomez, who is behind Samalisto Olivieri, the first of the R-Race GP drivers. The recently crowned United Arab Emirates Formula 4 champion, Guy Albag, has just gone by and taken Peyton Westcott. Anurag defends down into turn 8. Severukin right behind, a top 10 finish this morning for Artem. Now shadows the back of Kabir Anurag, who did take a race victory in the Formula Winter Series to start 2025. Severukin gets a run, trying to take Kabir Anurag as they go down the back straight. Kim Nakamura-Berta without the benefit of the slipstream, just over 200 kilometers an hour. Can add 20 to 30 to that at this point of the circuit. The speed trap, awkwardly, inconveniently, as at the front part of the straight. We can look forward to top speeds in excess of 250 when we go to Imola later this season. The top speed recorded, the Italian F4 Championship, Aurelio Nobel's 252.8 at Imola in 2023. Salim Hanna from Olivieri, the Italian around the outside, goes on through. Nicely done. Emanuele is now just a step off the podium. Fantastic pass to take the Colombian, the R-Race GP driver. Now up into P4, sets off after Thomas Stoltemanis. There is Kabir Anurag, still trying to stay with the back of Alex Powell and defend from Artem Severukin at the same time. Kim Nakamura-Berta, the gap is almost 1 second. Down into turn 8. Locks up ever so slightly. 41 is Powell. Right behind Gabriel Gomez. Second year for the Jamaican, the Mercedes AMG Junior. He took the rookie title last year. He tries the outside. of Gabriel. They go wheel to wheel. He's off the road. Alex Powell into the gravel. A disastrous start for the Jamaican driver, the rookie champion of 2024. Well, his father, John, was a former competitor in the WRC World Rally Championship, and Alex was emulating his father right there and then, but not in a fashion he would have liked. Alex Powell off the road. He's lost a ton of time. He's back into position 15. But fortunate to still be in the race. His teammate now up into position 4. Olivieri, watch this around the outside. He was getting slightly frustrated. Went wheel to wheel. Gabriel Gomez, the Brazilian, onto the ripple strip. Alex goes rallycross into the gravel, into the grass, and back to position 15. Nakamura Berta now with a lead of 1.2 seconds. Back to Popov. Stoltumanis. Olivieri, Hanna, Samalisto, and then Gomez. Anurag in P8 in car 19. There's Bart Harrison going through. The Englishman now inside the top 10 behind his Jensen Motorsport teammate, Artem Severukian. Alex Powell now having to defend from David Cosma Christopher. There's Savinkov just ahead of Marcus Sata. Nice start to the 2025 championship for the young Norwegian in car 67. As K&B goes fastest, almost into the 35s. Savinkov, Sata, just behind. Young Kohler just ahead. As we settle into a rhythm, the second race of the Italian F4 Championship here at Misano. It is Kin Nakamura Berta. The lead, 1.4 seconds back to Popov. Second year also for Maximilian for the Van Amersfoort Racing Team. 2 times they took the title. Dennis Hauger, 2019. Ollie Behrman, 2021. And they're running in second place now. RSGP in third place. Thomas hounds the back of Maximilian. Kin Nakamura Berta with confidence, throwing the Prema racing car through the exit of the Rio curves down into La Cuerja. Turn 8. Straight, turns in sharp under brakes. As they run up into Tramonto corner, which literally translates into Sunset corner. Thomas has a bid look down the inside of Maximilian. Can't make the move, but will get the slipstream. A nice run, though, from Popov. Gets the slipstream. Watch as they go up into the Caro curves. In the background, Samalistol slowing to a stop, rolling off the side of the circuit into the grass. On the podium this morning, and it looks as though the Finn is about to retire from the second race here this afternoon. Lucas Samalisto drives off, and the Finn is out. Samalisto into the grass. He stood on the podium provisionally this morning. Will not repeat that this afternoon. He's got a problem. Lucas Samalisto rolls to a stop on the back straight, and he's out. We stay green. Stoltemana still cannot get by Popov as Kin Nakamura Berta drives into the distance. Just a local yellow flag at the moment. Our race director, our new race director, who you saw under pressure at the start of this race with that extra formation lap, telling drivers in the formation lap, where possible, at all times, we will try and stay green where it is practical and safe to do so. Just a local yellow at the moment. And the world-class team here at Misano, who will also go to work in a few weeks' time. The next round of, not the next round, in fact it is in June, the World Superbike Championship. Our first-class team extracting the car of Lucas Samalisto, who will join Emily Cotti, David Walter, Arthur Lorimau, and also, sadly, Luca Vistoriano has the 5 retirements from this second race of the weekend. We stay green. Samalisto is out. Anurag, Kabir with Severukian and Bart Harrison, the Jensen Motorsport duo behind. And it's Enya Frey, car 20, now into position 10. Back to Jan Koller, the Czech. Just outside the top 10. 35.729 last time for Kin Nakamura Bertha. The gap out to more than 2 seconds. Emanuele Olivieri on your screen briefly in car 68. The Italian driver for the French team here in the Italian Championship. UAE F4 champion, coached by the multiple Le Mans 24-hour race winner, Dindo Capello. Quite convenient if he is your godfather as well. Out of turn 8 though, losing a little bit of time to Stolchamanis, who is still trying to attack the back of Maximilian Popov. 2.1 seconds for Kin Nakamura Bertha as they race down the back straight. Popov gives the slipstream inadvertently to Thomas Stolchamanis. Just over 7 minutes plus 1 lap remaining. Great drive from Kabir Anurag, car 19, the Singaporean from the beautiful island of Sentosa in the south of the city-state. Well inside the top 10, P7. Back to Severukian, Harrison and Enya Frey still inside the top 10. Popov slightly faster than Kin Nakamura Bertha that time. But the gap still being controlled by K&B. 2 seconds, a 36.09 for Popov that time. 36.19 and 1.1 for Stolchamanis and Nakamura Bertha respectively. Now the sun comes out to shine, a beautiful springtime afternoon here at Misano for the first round of the 2025 championship. Kin Nakamura Bertha, who was beaten to the title, the rookie title, in 2024 by Alex Powell. The Jamaican who ran off the road, well, let's be honest, was helped off the road by Gomez earlier on in the race, still circulating, but down in 13th place behind Savinkov, Koller, and Enya Frey. Marcus Sata and David Cosma Christopher. 14th and 15th, the top rookie still Salim Hanna. Severukian, the second rookie, and Marcus Sata, potentially a debut rookie podium for the young Norwegian who follows in the footsteps of Dennis and Martinius, his Norwegian countrymen, who both formerly raced successfully for the Van Amersfoort racing team. 5 minutes plus 1 lap remaining for Kin Nakamura Bertha. This just a moment ago. Off into the grass. Guy Albag does well to bring it back on track. And with those DNFs, he just needs to bring it home to book a place in tomorrow evening's final. Under lights here, 7:30 local time. The checkered flag will wave for race 4 here at the first round of the Italian F4 Championship, just as the car set off on the formation lap over in Miami. Nakamura Bertha, 2 seconds clear, down into turn 8. Time running out now for Thomas Stolchamanis to take Popov for second, and for Olivieri to get up onto the podium as well. Just 2 Italian drivers have taken the F4 Championship, their national series. Of course, Gabriele Mini in 2020 and Andrea Antonelli in 2022. 41 drivers from 27 nations for the first round of this year's series, and just 3 from the home country. The first of which, on your screen, Emanuele Olivieri. Popov really gets a good run coming onto the final corner. Turns right before he turns left, uses every piece of the concrete verging. Now racing up into the Rio curves. Trying to break clear of Thomas Stoltemanis. Olivieri, Salim Hanna. Good start to the Colombian. His driver coach this weekend, Sebastian Montoya, watching on live from the grandstand with the headset on, coaching his young protege, the Colombian. P2 this morning, looking at P5 and the rookie victory here this afternoon. Thomas dives down the inside. Stoltemanis has a big look at the back of Popov. Out of turn 8. Up into Tramonto. And now Olivieri has to defend as well from Salim Hanna Hernandez. Slides ever so slightly on the exit, and Olivieri knows it. Salim gets the run as they go down the back straight. Stoltemanis likewise to Popov. Up into the Caro curves, Ki Nakamura Berta on his way to victory. The English-born Japanese driver dominating. Popov defends. Watch Thomas. Dives to the outside, will cut back to the inside. Thomas dives down the inside, wheel to wheel. Max is off the road. Into the final corner, Stoltemanis takes him. Nicely done, the Latvian through to position 2. Popov in car 3, in position 3. And still Salim, the top rookie, 5th place, cannot find a way by. Olivieri for P4. Fantastic racing from these junior drivers. Sideways off onto the grass. On the concrete verging, did not touch, they kept it clean. That was good racing. From now, 2nd place, Thomas Stoltemanis, who's 3.3 seconds behind his teammate. And Popov is at risk of falling off the podium here. It has given hope to Emanuele Olivieri as they race down into turn 8. Hunter is right there as well, trying to make it. A Prema 1, 2, and 3. That's Gomez in the background. Gabriel looking for P6 here in his 2nd race of the weekend. Slight lock up from the Colombian. Popov in 3rd place. There's Gomez. In the background, defending from Anurag, Severukin, Harrison and Frey. The Jensen Motorsport trio round out the top 10. The fight for the final step of the podium. Ki Nakamura Berta has left the building 3.5 seconds clear of his Latvian teammate, Stoltemanis, who's driving away from Popov. They will certainly cross the line before we run out of time here. So 2 laps remaining. This is the penultimate lap of the race. Ki Nakamura Berta, 8 kilometers, roughly 5 miles to race in the Italian sunshine. Race 2, round 1 of the 2025 Italian F4 Championship. Popov, superb in P3. Defending from Olivieri, who was quickest in free practice on Thursday, will be frustrated if he does not stand on the podium here this afternoon. KNB, fastest qualifier yesterday, 24 hours ago, a 1:35.326. Not matching that time here this afternoon, but comfortably leading here in the 2nd race of 4 here this weekend. Great clouds in the background. We will finish certainly on a dry, a warm track. As Salim now rides up and gets the slipstream, coming onto the ripple strip, onto the back straight. And with that, surely Popov is safe if he does not make a mistake. Car 3 in position 3, the abandoned car of Samalisto in the infield. That's nice officiating here. We stay green, just the initial safety car intervention. But we've raced green ever since as Ki Nakamura Berta rounds the final corner to get the last lap board this time round. The former Alpine F1 Academy Junior Will they be ruining that decision to drop him because he has starred so far this weekend? King Nakamura Berta, pole position yesterday, and surely on his way to victory here this afternoon. Speaking to Laura Kohler on the grid, saying he was frustrated after watching race one from the sidelines, simply because the entry exceeds the track capacity of 41 drivers from 27 nations around the world. The English-born Japanese Slovakian for the Italian team from Vicenza. Accelerates down the back straight for the final time. Keep it clean, Keen. He was almost off. Going very wide, but he's got this under control. Stoltemanis in second place. Popov looking at a podium here this afternoon. Into the Caro curves. Still absolutely at the limit. Turns in, slight lock up. Interesting to check his final lap here, because he's not managed this pace-wise at all. He's going for the race victory. Quickest on circuit, that checkered flag waves, and King Nakamura Berta takes victory in race 2 here at Misano this afternoon. Stoltemanis Thomas across the line in second place. Maximilian Popov, car 3 in position 3. Stands on the podium for Van Amersfoort Racing. Olivieri Salim Hanna, first rookie home in 5th place. Alex Powell has just taken fastest lap on the very last tour, some consolation, but he misses the top 10 by a single place, a 1:35.633. But the Jamaican was not a sensation in the positive sense here this afternoon. The driver who he defeated for the 2024 rookie title, though, certainly was. King Nakamura Berta takes victory in race 2 here this afternoon. It was worth the wait for Keen. Wins from Stoltemanis. It's a Prema Racing 1-2 here this afternoon. Salim Hanna has taken the rookie victory. Severuk in second in the rookie class, and Marcus Sata, the third rookie home, and 13th overall. King Nakamura Berta, though, takes victory from Thomas Stoltemanis. Maximilian Popov, car 3 in position 3. Olivieri just misses the podium. Salim Hanna, the yellow box, indicating he is the top rookie. Gomez, Anurag, great drive from Kabir. Severukian, second rookie, as the Jensen Motorsport trio of Artem Bhatt and Enya round out the top 10. Alex Powell, fastest lap of the race, 1:35.633. But after running off the road, after coming together with Gabriel Gomez in the early stages, finishes in 11th and outside the points. Alex Powell, P11, Savinkov in P12. Marcus Sata on the rookie podium. Superb from the young Norwegian. But this is the race winner, King Nakamura Berta.
Well done, mate. Yes! Good job, man. Good job. Grande. Naka! Good. You managed to really well. Well done, mate. Well done.
Gary Catt to the right of your screen. Infinity Management. Also the same management team as George Russell and Logan Sargent. Quite a few drivers racing here this weekend. The Infinity Management driver takes victory. P3 for car 3. It is Maximilian Popov. Great result for the Van Amersfoort racing team. Positive result. Position 2, Thomas Stoltemanis, who did get by Maximilian in the dying stages of the race, but KNB absolutely unstoppable. Nakamura Berta takes victory in race 2, and he's down in pit lane. Let's hear from the race winner with Laura Cola.
So congratulations, very well done. You dominated the race until the end.
Yeah, it was a good race, good way to start first heat of the weekend. I've got another one to do tomorrow, but yeah, just managed it from start to the end. Pushed a little bit at the start just to get a bit of a gap. And then the last lap, I gave it a bit of a push, setting the fastest lap, even weaving across the line. So yeah, it was a pretty good job, thanks to the team. Mega effort, and yeah, hopefully there's more to come.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Race 2 here at Misano. The Prema Racing drivers from the front row of the grid. Maximilian Popov, though, as Stoltemanis went into the grass. Car 3 from grid 3 split the red machines into second place. Nakamura Berta leading, but it was David Walter who was out in the early stages of race 2. That brought out the safety car, who was not the only retirement. Elia Weiss going around out into the marbles, but thankfully the German was avoided by the rest of the pack. We went back green. Lucas Samalisto driving to a stop onto the grass after fighting inside the top 10. This was a great move from Powell to go around the outside. Olivieri, in fact, it was in 68. This was the move that which cost Powell. Coming together with Gomez into the gravel and falling down to 11th place. Thomas Stoltemanis, Maximilian Popov, superb racing. Fighting for second place, they went wheel to wheel without touching. Popov was into the grass, back to third place. Thomas second, but King Nakamura Berta crossed the line to take a fantastic victory. Second in the rookie title last year, but he's now on track in contention for the outright victory. He takes victory in race 2 here at Misano this afternoon. Maximilian Popov, car 3, position 3. Thomas Stoltemanis, second place. With that pass on Maximilian, King Nakamura Berta takes victory as the sun will soon set here at Misano this afternoon.
Direttore Scuola Federale ACI Sport è pronto con il trofeo di bronzo per incensare il
Mr. Raffaele Gianmaria, representing the Automobile Club of Italy. Former racing driver of note himself, presenting the third place trophy to Maximilian, second place to Thomas, and the victory to Keen here this afternoon.
Dal Giappone, King Nakamura Berta e il team Prema Racing. E ora è il momento di sollevare il cappellino e ascoltare l'inno nazionale del Giappone. Un grande applauso al podio. Congratulations, guys. So please, can you just take place on the main
Race 2 here at Misano, halfway through the weekend. Maximilian Popov on the podium, Thomas in second place, but it's King Nakamura Berta. Second year for the Japanese driver, and he takes a victory in race 2 here this afternoon. We'll be back tomorrow morning for race 3 and then the final round at Misano tomorrow morning. We hope you've enjoyed the race. We'll see you tomorrow morning for race 3 live from here at Misano.